Welcome to the Dan Sports Tips MLB Daily Fantasy Preview Show for today, the 17th of August. I will be taking a look at everything you need for your daily fantasy games on DraftKings today. I will be looking at starting pitchers, stacks of the day, how we can construct a lineup to maximise our point scoring potential, foundation players that should be used as a foundation upon which to build a winning lineup, and a value player at each position. For anyone that hasn't had the opportunity to sign up and play daily fantasy sports with DraftKings yet, I'll put a link in the description for this video that will enable you to do that today. Looking at starting pitchers today, I will start with John Lester for 11,200 of the Chicago Cubs. I'll be honest, I was not going to include Lester today. The weather forecast in Chicago does look to have some rain around, and when they do get to play, the wind is forecast to be blowing out at Wrigley. That is obviously not good for the pitchers. That being said, Milwaukee could be missing Ryan Braun in this game. He is one of their better hitters. Well, he's their best hitter, let's be honest. He's certainly good against left-handed pitching. They do hit well, lefties. This is evidenced by the 4 runs they scored off of Leicester when they saw him earlier this season. All told, though, Leicester has been solid against the Brewers. The Brewers lead baseball in strikeouts. Leicester has 139 punch-outs in 141 and 1/3 this year, and a 12-and record with a 2.93 ERA, and is worthy of consideration. Chris Archer of the Tampa Bay Rays for 10,600. He is a little risky, but I think he's a fantastic play tonight. He faces the light-hitting Padres lineup in a pitcher's park. The Padres do strike out a lot. Archer's numbers at home are vastly superior to his road numbers. Despite a 2-8 record at home, he's had criminal run support. His ERA at the Trop is 2.91. That is a full 3 runs lower than his road ERA. He's compiled 177 strikeouts in 149 and 2/3 this year. I think Archer is my favourite play at pitcher today. David Price of the Boston Red Sox for 8,600. Obviously, the yard is an obvious concern at Camden Yards, as is the power of the Orioles lineup. We know that Baltimore's home ballpark can be fantastic for hitters. Price has gone 0-1 in 2 starts against the O's this year. One start was a 5-inning outing, allowing 5 earned runs. We hope he doesn't repeat that. The other was an 8-inning outing where he allowed 2 earned runs with 11 strikeouts. Overall, he has compiled 19 strikeouts across those 2 starts. Both the games were at Fenway Park. Price has been frustratingly inconsistent, but the strikeout upside of a pitcher who's got 167 in 163 2/3 against a lineup that can swing and miss often at a price of just 8,600. You almost have to play him with the risk of him having another rocky outing and ruining your lineup, to be perfectly honest. The other pitcher I'll put up is Zach Godley of the Arizona Diamondbacks for 4,200. This is the play, I think, for all of the people that are going to be chasing the big price hitters out there. The park is the worry, along with Godley's performances when he started this year. Despite that, even with the outburst last night, do we trust the Mets to capitalise on this? I don't. They strike out in the top 3rd in baseball. They do rank 10th in the league. Godley has a reasonable 35 strikeouts in 44 2/3 innings, topping out at 7 in 2 of the 5 starts he's made this year. He has allowed 22 earned runs across the 5 starts. 2 earned runs is the fewest he's allowed in any start this year. So we do trust the Mets to fall back into the hole. But if he gives you 6 innings of 3-run ball with 6 or 7 strikeouts at the price, that is far from a disaster, to be completely honest. Looking at stacks of the day, as is a tradition when they're playing in Colorado, we are going to start at Coors Field with the Nationals and the Rockies. Yesterday's game did not plate as many runs as I expected. Part of that may have been to the fact that Joe Gonzalez is a lefty on the hill. Obviously, Bettis has pitched quite well as well. The Rockies get to face a right-hander today. They are much better against right-handed pitching, and the pitcher they will be facing is coming in off of his worst start of the season. That starter, unfortunately, though, is Steven Strasburg. Because of this, I think the Rockies hitters may be underutilised. If you think Strasburg is going to struggle at altitude, I don't think I'll be stacking Rockies. I might just look for a little bit of exposure to their left-handed bats. John Gray will go for Colorado. He has fallen into a hole the last 2 starts, allowing 14 runs across 8 innings. Only 2 home runs allowed in that span, though. And all being told, he does not allow a lot of home runs, even at Coors this year. His numbers at Coors, he's allowed only 8 home runs in 10 starts, averaging 1 around every 7 innings. And the reason you play at Coors is because of the thin air and for the home run bonuses, really. Lefty bats like Harper and Murphy with Turner are likely to be popular today. I think I'm willing to swerve the game overall and play a riskier strategy, looking elsewhere for some home runs and bigger points. That does obviously almost guarantee that this game's going to finish 18-12 with stacks of home runs, but you know, that's the way I think I'm going to play today. The Cubs against Jimmy Nelson, assuming the rain stays away there, look an excellent alternative. Nelson's been struggling for an extended time now. He's gone 1-5 with a 5.25 ERA over his last 7 games. Home runs do increase when the wind blows out at Wrigley fairly significantly, as is forecast today. I'll take outfielder Dexter Fowler for 5,200. The switch hitter hits in the top of the lineup. He's got 2 home runs off of Nelson. He's hitting 280 with 9 homers this year. First baseman Anthony Rizzo for 5,300. He's on the right side of the platoon. Also has a home run off of Nelson, hitting 292 with 25 home runs. Chris Bryant, who qualifies at third and in the outfield, 5,200. He's hitting 290 with 28 home runs. And Chris Coughlin, who qualifies at second and third for 2,900. Often plays against a right-hander. He's on the right side of the platoon, being a lefty. He has a home run off of Nelson. He is only hitting 165 with a homer this year, but he is hitting 267 his last 7 games. He is swinging a bit of a better bat, and he could be a cheap way of getting some production into your lineup from this game. The other stack is the Arizona Cardinals, who hit lefties well. They get a lefty today who's not particularly consistent or impressive in John Neese. He was demoted to the bullpen in Pittsburgh prior to being traded to the Mets. Carries a 5.20 ERA on the season. He's also been dealing with a knee injury that might mean he may not execute his pitches to full effect, which could aid our cause if location is off. I'll take first baseman Paul Goldschmidt for 5,500. He's got a home run off of Neese. He's hitting 298 with 18 home runs and 17 stolen bases this year, and is on the right side of the platoon. Catcher Wellington Castillo for 4,700. He's on the right side of the platoon as well. He has 2 home runs off of Nelson, hitting 264, 12 homers this year. Outfield, he has Manny Tomas for 5,000. He's also on the right side of the platoon, very good against lefties. 264, 23 home runs, and he's gone deep in back-to-back games. And second baseman Jean Segura for 5,200, also on the right side of the platoon, hits at the top of the lineup, 312, 10 homers, 24 steals on the year, 379 hit is his average for the last 7 games. I did consider stacking Boston Red Sox as well due to the pitching change, but I'm not sure you're actually getting much price value, because going from Tillman to Bundy, I don't think is going to... I think the sort of price difference will be minimal, so I've decided to leave Boston off of stacks, if you like. For my foundation players today at first base is Freddie Freeman of the Atlanta Braves for 5,100. He's on the right side of the platoon against Kyle Gibson, who carries a 7.98 ERA for the month of August into this matchup. Freeman is hitting 287 with 23 home runs. In his last 7 games, he's been red hot, hitting 500 with 4 homers. Second baseman Jason Kipnis of the Cleveland Indians for 5,400. He's on the right side of the platoon against the very average Anthony Ronaldo of the Chicago White Sox, who's in for his second start of the year. Kipnis is hitting 294 with 20 home runs. In his last 7 games, he's hitting 478 with a homer. Third baseman Evan Longoria of the Tampa Bay Rays for 5,000. On the right side of the platoon against Christian Friedrich. Hits lefties very well. 292 hitter with 27 home runs. His last 7 games, he's hitting 483 with 2 home runs. One of those did come yesterday. My shortstop is Jonathan Villar of the Milwaukee Brewers for 5,000. The switch hitter hits at the top of the lineup. He's hitting 299 with 9 home runs and 46 steals. And we know that you can run on John Lester when he's pitching. And outfielder Carlos Beltran of the Texas Rangers for 5,100. The switch hitter is better against left-handed pitching, as he will face today. He's hitting 308 with 24 home runs this year. Alternatively, if you do have a few dollars spare, I can't argue with Charlie Blackmon or Carlos Gonzalez here. I know Blackmon is on fire, but $5,700 I think today. That's a hell of a lot of cash. Looking at my value plays, I'll take catcher Buster Posey of the San Francisco Giants for 3,800. Even Nova's box score was better than his performances last time on the hill. A lot of balls were hit hard. Posey's hitting 290 with 12 home runs this season. First baseman Brandon Belt of San Francisco for 4,000. See Posey Buster. Belt is on the right side of the platoon, hits righties very well. He's hitting 280 with 14 homers this year. At second base, I'll take Steve Pearce, who qualifies as well at first, of Baltimore for 3,800. He has a home run off of David Price. He's on the right side of the platoon, has done a very good job against lefties this year. He's hitting 304 with 10 homers on the season. Third baseman Cheslor Cuthbert of the Kansas City Royals for 3,900. 3,900. Anibal Sanchez is nothing like the pitcher he used to be. Cuthbert is one of the better rookie hitters out there, hitting 294 with 10 homers this year. At shortstop, I'll take Danny Espinosa of the Washington Nationals for 3,200. He's on the right side of the platoon against Gray. He's hitting a putrid 196 in his last 15 games, but it is cheap for Coors Field, and Espinosa does have 18 home runs this year, so we know he can hit for power. And in the outfield, I will take Steven Souza of the Tampa Bay Rays for 3,600. Friedrich is one of the more hittable pitchers on display today. Souza is on the right side of the platoon. He's hitting 240 with 11 home runs, and as I say, he's very good against left-handed pitching. That is what I've got for you today. Don't forget to let me know in the comments how you got on yesterday. I'd love to know if someone had those value plays that I tweeted out. You know, Gary Sanchez, Chase Utley. We had like 6 home runs over 4 players in the value plays yesterday. Did any of you have all of those in one lineup? That would be a crazy good lineup if you did. Let me know how you get on in the comments. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Thanks for watching the show. Don't forget to like the video. Hit me up in the comments with the daily fantasy plays you like today, and press that subscribe button. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I will be here all MLB season and through the NFL season with daily fantasy sports advice. If you haven't signed up yet, or you're interested in starting to play daily fantasy sports, please click the link in the description for this video, and that'll take you where you need to go to start playing with DraftKings today. Best of luck with your lineups, and have a great day.